Welcome back to the shop. Today we will be making a ring holder. This is a great project to make quickly and inexpensively that could easily be sold at shows or on Etsy. This particular piece is made of Bradford pear, which turns beautifully. If you ever get the chance to try it, I highly recommend it. Anyway, on with the project. The woodworm screw is a quick and easy way to mount work to the lathe. Now that it is mounted, we naturally need to get it trued up. Since this is a bowl turning and not a spindle, I use a bowl gouge rolled onto a wing to quickly remove the waste material. Using a 3/8 inch beading and parting tool and a dovetail cutter, I prepare the blank for mounting into the chuck. The dovetail cutter is basically a scraper that puts a 10-degree taper on the tenon. This tool is not necessary, but I use it because I have it. Once the tenon is complete, I start to shape the outside of the bowl portion. Upon remounting, I realize that I almost sized the tenon too small, the first of a few missteps on this project. I also felt that the bowl portion would be too deep to allow a pleasing curve to the outside of the bowl, so I parted off the top, presented here in slow motion for your viewing pleasure. I'll follow this up with a little sanding with an inertia sander from Robert Sorvey. The more I use this tool, the more I enjoy it. It seems to give a better finish than my powered sander does. I am preparing the outer rim for texturing using the micro spiraling texturing tool, also from Robert Sorvey. After which, a bead is created using a detail gouge. I think that the right amount of texturing can be great, but it can also easily be overdone. After texturing, it is a good idea to use some of the shavings to burnish the surface and remove any little fibers from the surface. This textured rim feature feels like just the right amount of embellishment, particularly when paired with a small bead as a means of separating the smooth and textured areas of the bowl. If I was to do this again, I think I might have tried to texture the inside of the bowl a little as well. A scraper helps to smooth out any ridges left from the hollowing process for a nice smooth interior. Follow up with Yorkshire grit and a wax finish before drilling a hole for the post. Using a scrap piece of pine, make a jam chuck to reverse mount the bowl and remove the tenon so that the bottom can be decorated. The fit is a little finicky to achieve, but the resulting hold is worth the time invested. I actually overshot the fit a little and used a paper towel to make up the difference. Use a bowl gouge to remove the tenon and blend the top and bottom, finalizing the outside shape of the bowl. While removing the tenon, I realized that I had made one of two mistakes. Either I drilled the hole too deep or cut the tenon off too short, because as you can see, there is now a tiny hole where the point of the brad point was previously. But this is easily concealed. This block is mounted to the woodworm screw, which provides a hole in the center that I would use to pop the bowl loose. Unfortunately, it went right through the bottom. So much for easy concealment. No time to fret. Moving on to the post. I start by roughing it to a round blank. When using the spiraling tool, it's best to make a test cut first to be sure that the diameter of your workpiece will yield a good spiral. What you want to see are only the deep cuts without the shallow cuts in between. If you have the aforementioned issue, simply make another very light cut to reduce the diameter slightly and have another go at it. The way the tool works is that the cutter is beveled on one side only. The opposite side is flat and doesn't cut, which allows for re-entry into a previously started spiral. Once the cut has been re-established, the spiral can be elongated by moving left and right in a fishtail motion. Using a detail gouge, go back and create a spherical shape at the top and decorate the bottom and base of the post, which help to blend the transition between spiraled and non-spiraled portions of the post. After shaping, a tenon is cut that will fit the hole in the bowl. The piece is then finished and parted off. I was attempting to try to trim the tenon in such a way that I could turn or sand it smooth, but I changed my mind and inserted a crystal bead instead. The bead didn't really work out and I ended up having to sand it down a little bit, but it's on the bottom, not a big deal. I hope that you enjoyed this presentation and maybe even learned a thing or two. I have included a link to my Amazon storefront where you can find some of the products that I use in my videos. Shopping through my storefront really helps us be able to continue to do what we do here. Thank you for joining me in the shop, and remember to stay safe and dread not and make something. Peace.